is Andy Turner, the Education Technologist at Illinois College. Today I wanted to show you how to set up a MySQL database in the cloud. I am using coding.com, and there are a few things that I had to go through in order to bring this up. And basically one of them was how to get MySQL installed with node.js, but I did get that installed, and you can install MySQL on Node.js, and Node.js is basically a platform for running JavaScript, but we're just really wanting to install MySQL, so we want to Google for how to install MySQL, and then I wanted to go ahead on Ubuntu, because the terminal in coding is actually an Ubuntu terminal server. So to install Ubuntu, forget which, sudo apt-get install MySQL server. I ran that here, and then that installed MySQL. You can install the Node.js module for MySQL, which lets you write SQL statements in JavaScript. However, basically that technique is a little bit harder to do, and it's a little more error prone. So I'll go ahead and skip that part because I'm actually not familiar with that at this point in time. So I will just stick with using SQL statements. Now, throughout this process that I've been running here in the past few hours, I did install the MySQL module for the Node Package Manager, and that did work. Now, throughout that process, I just went ahead and installed the normal MySQL. Hey, what's going on, Chandler? Alright, and that is actually installed. I installed it using the Node Package Manager, and now there is a really good resource for learning about Node. And again, Node is just a way to set up a web server where you're using JavaScript. It's a very cool, lightweight web server, and I have a link here I want to bring up, and it's this link here. Specifically the part about going to MySQL. So that's how you install MySQL on your terminal server in coding.com. You just go sudo apt-get install MySQL like that, and then you can get a little tutorial on how to set up a play database here. So I actually type that in here. If it exists, so this is where I started executing the code. Drop database if exists, up and running. Next I created a database called up and running. That way we didn't overwrite the existing one. And then I had to grant all privileges and create a new user called dev. And then we went use up and running. And then I created a table called users, and it shows you exactly what to type here. The ID is an integer. It's auto-increment a primary key, a user login, and a user nice name. And then they go through some things where you can, instead of writing SQL, you can write JavaScript. I did actually not go through that, but that does show you how this little part here is, is key. So definitely do that part. And then after that, I just went out to W3 schools to remember what to do next, because there were some questions that came up how that is done. And so basically I went to create a table, and then that was SQL create table. Then I did it like that. I created a table called users. And then I entered these parameters. Now, I mistakenly tried to run this statement, and there were no no users in there. So then I started experimenting with the syntax like that, and that didn't work. What did work was the alter table, and I had to do it this way. Alter table, because I created a table called users, I wanted to alter it, and I wanted to add a username column. So then I realized after running a few of these unsuccessfully that I wanted to create columns, and I wanted to add a username column and a user ID column. And then I basically just inserted into that table where the user ID and the username matches the class list that we have. And then I did a select statement, select user ID from users, where user ID is 0, and we returned 0 because I asked for the user ID, not the username. So I selected username from the users where the user ID is 0, and then I got the correct username. And then I did it again just to test it, and I got the correct username again. So that's basically how you can insert into a table and insert the table into the database. I'm still not clear on how I added 2 columns. I should have been able to add 2 columns to this table. Let's try it again. I'm going to add 2 more columns. So I want to basically alter the table. SQL alter. Yeah, so I think that's what I did. Say I want to add I have a user ID, I have a username. Say I want to add a score and a course. So I will alter table users, and that's the users table in the database called up and running. And I want to add, I think it's case sensitive, column name and then the data type. So I want to add a column name called, what did I say, score, and then that's a string. So I want to add that varchar 25. No, I want an int. I think I had to go to data types in MySQL. Numeric type. Well, it does support Boolean in a database, in MySQL at least. Integer, so I can just say int. Pretty sure. And that score is of type int. See if that works. Okay, yeah, it did work. Now I want to add the course. Alter table users, add course. And this will be a varchar. I want to be able to have kind of a nice long name for my course. Or course ID more like. Course ID. I'll separate it with the underbar there. You can't see the underbar, but there is an underbar there. Course ID, and I'll call that an int. Yeah, that worked. Alright, and then I'll add the course name. Alter table users. Add course name that's a varchar 50. Yeah, alright. So now I want to insert into users. I want to say the course ID and the course name. Look, you can't see that underbar. It's not showing up on the video, but it is there. So be mindful of that. Okay. Insert into users, and then the values. Course ID is 0. Course name is MOL internship 14 spring. Where the user ID equals 0, semicolon. Oh, you don't have an error. Check manual. Oh, where user ID equals 0. Oh. Insert into. Oh, insert into table name columns values. Insert into. Oh no, I thought I did that. Insert into users. These two. Values. Okay, insert into table name column names. Insert into table name column names. Values. And then the values. Oh, maybe I can't do a where at the end of that. Updates the column names. Maybe I have to alter the table. Go back to the alter command. SQL alter. Alter is modifying the column names. Or I do a composed SQL statement where you select and update all in one shot. Update from select. Yeah, there we go. So let's try that. Insert into table column names. Insert into table column names and then select the column names. Go back here. Okay. Insert into table name column names. Select the columns that I want to update. Seems redundant, but it's because they need to be run separately, the insert into and the select, and then from that's how I specify. Instead of the where, I have to put that in a select statement. Select course ID. Now I select the. I want to insert the course ID and the course name, where the user ID from users where user ID equals 0. Oh, I should have only selected the course ID. Oh no, I need to insert into and then the values. So I think I have to do an update. No. Insert into. Yeah, insert it into table select star from. There we go, update. Let's try that. So we just do an update, not an insert. Update the table name, users, set the course ID equal to 0. And course name equal to MOL internship 14 SP. Where, yeah, this won't work. User ID equals 0. Didn't work. Headline 1%. Update user set course ID. Oh, I should have put a comma, I guess. Oh yeah, okay, so that worked. Now, prove that by selecting star from users, where user ID equals 0. Yeah, that worked. Alright, so there we have the user login, the nice name. The user ID is what I defined, username is what I defined, score, course ID, and course name. So that's the ticket, it's the update. So I'll do that for all the ID numbers. 1, 2, 3. Nice and simple. Alright, so let's go ahead and select all from users. There we go. So we're all in the same course. That course ID has the right ID number. That's the right course name. So we showed how to create a database that we called up and running earlier in the video. Now we have a table in that database called users. This was automatically created earlier. I specified 2 new columns using, I think, the alter table. I specified the course ID after that and the course name with these parameters. So you can see how to create a MySQL database here in coding.com. Can you query into that database from Java running on the same database server? I believe you can, and I will try that for the next video. Thanks a lot.